Second round. We've got to keep. Yep. Yep, we got to keep. We're on the draw too, which I certainly don't mind being with this deck. I mean, the Sedge Scorpions and stuff really do help slow things down nicely. Yeah, this is a good draw. We've got a Voyaging Satyr next turn. We can just play the Cavern Lampad if we want. We've got options. Yeah, that's going to get traded off at some point, I'm sure. Otherwise, I can just play this Fleshmad Steed as well. No, I think I'm just going to play the Satyr here and say go. This is a trade I'll happily make. If he wants to grind, we can definitely grind here. I think he's going to bolt something. Yeah, he's going to go ahead and bolt our Voyaging Satyr. I'm actually fine with that. Like, that's not that big of a deal for us at all. Play a Fleshmad Steed. And I'm just going to say go again. The one damage we might get in just isn't worth it. I still would prefer to make that trade. There's situations where he can kill our Sedge Scorpion and get us for some damage that we just shouldn't take. So, kind of happy he used his Lightning Strike there. We've got a lot of good stuff coming up here. That's a thing. I mean, all right, now it's not going to be a thing, but yeah, I still like just playing another Fleshmad Steed here, saying go. We're going to Lash to the Whip Elmer. We're going to Cavern Lampad something up later and hopefully just kind of finish the game off. That's a weird attack. Even if he taps down our Scorpion, I can still just throw a Steed in front of the Crowan Hoplite here. Oh, no attack at all. That's great. 5 mana for a Stone Shock Giant. All right, well, now that's interesting. And we draw Bow of Nylea. Pretty ideal here, but I think I still just need to kill this Emissary. He clearly doesn't have a way to kill the Scorpion right now. And this is going to tap our Fleshmad Steeds, which is, it's very annoying, but I think it outweighs the risk here. He's stuck on 1 white mana. And with 1 white mana, he, this is where he can get into an awkward position. We're just taking this damage, by the way, with God's Willing. And I just don't want to get my Lash to the Whip God's Willing because Heliod's Emissary has to die. Like that card cannot be allowed to live on the battlefield any longer. So, all right, well, I would normally just play Nessian Courser, but I think it's Bow of Nylea o'clock here as we can start kind of building up our defenses in various ways. Bellow Raider. Okay. Well, since he played a Deathbellow Raider, I think I'm just going to put a +1/+1 counter on something here. Probably just a Fleshmad Steed. I mean, not the ideal target for something like that, but I like having that ability open. I'm going to play Read the Bones here, and that's what we wanted to see. So, yeah, both put on top. Play our land. Play our Nessian Courser. Ship the turn. And then we're just going to play the Keepsake Oregon next turn. If we draw a land, we'll have Keepsake Oregon plus Bow of Nylea mana up, which is kind of sweet. We do want to make sure that this thing gets up to the right stage for us here. All right, so he's just going to attack with the team here. He probably sees the writing on the wall. All right, well, I'm going to block here, here, and here. And if he has coordinated whatever, that kind of sucks for us, but I want to get that out of his hand now because we've got great plays to follow up with here. And he can't do it to all of them. Yeah, he can save his guy here, but we still get a chump block out of the deal, and we'd still be eating this and trading this. All right, so he's got Titan strengths all around, but that's not going to get it done. He needs coordinated assault here or something. Oh, he's got Divine Verdict. Okay, well, I like that. He gets to keep his team. We lose a couple of guys here. That's pretty good for him. But with Keepsake Oregon coming down soon, it's going to make it pretty rough for him. So Keepsake Oregon, your move. And now he just doesn't really have many attacks going here. We can start gaining life or start just pumping our guys. I mean, he's trying to set himself up so that he can kill us with this. But now that he's top decking and we know it, it's going to get a little ugly for him. We can just eat this thing with our Fleshmad Steed. I can eat this or trade this if I want. But even then, we can just untap and kill this thing. So we can take a hit here and recover with our bow. Like, we've just got really good situation. He has to have drawn something quite amazing here to get through this spot. The Titan strengths to save his guys was kind of a desperate act. Yeah, that's fine. We're just going to take this hit. Doesn't really matter that much. He doesn't have any other attacks. We just get to eat his guys here. So, yeah, so this eats this. This eats this. We take 7. We'll gain some life just to make sure that we don't get randomed out of here. We already know we're going to do it anyway, so we might as well just get it out of the way now. Yeah, I feel like this is fine. I'll trade 3 damage for 2 damage at this point. We've got a huge attacks upcoming and a Bow of Nylea in play, so I think we're okay to do this. Okay, well, that was one of the few ways that we get punished there for that, even though it's still not really that bad. Attack him here. Slightly risky. I mean, he has to top deck a combat trick or a removal spell here that can actually kill our Flesh Mad Steed or get it out of the way. All right, and he does. Whatever. He's going to get to gain a bunch of life, but we still have a pretty nice hammerlock on the actual board here. So yeah, we'll just take it. Gain 3 life. Just want to make sure we keep our life total reasonably high. Go ahead. Now we're just going to block that thing with our Keepsake Gorgon here because he doesn't really have any attacks anymore. He can make that thing a 6/6, but it's not going to quite do it. And we can just start beefing stuff up. Disciple? Yeah, we'll play a Disciple. Take this land out of his hand. And yes, we can attack once again. Because we can just block and trade the Flesh Mad Steed for the Alseid. He's going to get to gain 10 life or 20 life or whatever it is here. Is it 20 life? Oh, that's a chosen. That's an ordeal. All right. So this plan actually doesn't work at all for me. Well, that was a little silly. For some reason, I thought that I was going to be able to double block here and do the full damage to him, but I'm actually a damage short. So that being said, I think I just gain 3 life here and take the hit because there's nothing that's going to do 6 damage for 1 card here. A lot of stuff that can do 3 damage for 1 card, but not that much. All right, so now he's back up to 17, and we have to sit back on defense and just ride our bow to the finish here. We can block here, pump something, block here. So we've got decent options. Just going to start gaining life and throwing counters around until we get far enough ahead. We flood it out, but we've got a pretty good hammerlock on the board. Few cards in the set that can get him out of this, though, that make things a bit scary for us. Not too many, though. But now that he's at 17 instead of 7, we don't really have the opportunity to just keep bashing him with his Keepsake Organ. We will eventually, though. Looks like he's deep in the tank here. He may have drawn something. Let's see what he does. He does nothing. I'm just going to pad my life total one more time here. I want to get out of range of both of his creatures just in case. We draw a Leaf Crown Dryad. What does that do for us? Well, I think we just bestow it onto something here. One of these two guys. Let's just bestow it here, I guess. I guess that's kind of... actually, in retrospect, I don't like that play that much. Just because if he does find a way to kill our guy, then it taps down our steed and that can leave us open. He's going to monster us here. Yeah, I don't like that play. I wanted to try to get it big because I can start attacking with it next turn, but that's just... I don't really see why I'm in such a hurry there. Because if he finds a way to kill our disciple, taps down this guy, then it just gets kind of sketchy where we give him outs. I mean... The reality is it's going to be really hard for him to find sequences of cards that will win him this game. But still, like, why even open the door? I think I'd prefer just to put that here or even just cast it. And he's got a Spear Point Oread to make that thing an 8/8. Okay. It's still not going to be good enough here, though. Yeah, still doesn't matter. For 1 white mana, the best thing you can have is God's Willing. That doesn't get him through. I can block here, pump my guy, so that's not going to do it either. It's a little scary, though, I won't lie. What in the world? Oh, he's actually got a God's Willing here. Okay, but that still doesn't do it. So what is the point of getting me to 1? Just going to gain 3 life here. I mean, it does make me do that, but I just don't like that very much, although I also don't like how many lands we've drawn now. I mean, even with the board position that we have, I guess this does line him up to draw another God's Willing potentially to beat us, but... Maybe if he drew Divine Verdict, because this thing has trample. All right, well, I think I'm just going to block like this because I can't do both. Attempt this. Titan Strength, which is going to kill our keepsake Gorgon, though we are not actually going to be dead. But now we're not in a great position. That'll help. Well, this has been very interesting. Put us back up to 7. Gonna have to chump this thing, though. Wow, yeah, we're not in a great spot here at all. This thing is just huge. Can block here, take 6, put a counter on this, put a counter on this, and then we're still only evened up with it. I think that's the plan, though. We need to draw something. I mean, we've drawn remarkably few spells here, that's for sure. Yeah. This is a big problem. We're kind of dead here. Ugh, this is very annoying. If we have more creatures, then it's not an issue, but now he gets to attack us with both, and we're just kind of dead. I have to chump block here. Yeah, I have to double chump block. We're kind of goners here. So what can I do? Yeah. Trample is nasty. I have to block here, block here. Just let that happen, I guess. Oh, what did I miss? Oh, I needed to gain life in response or something. Okay, well, I think that was a combination of things. One, I don't know, I probably screwed something up. I'll just be honest. But on the other hand, we drew way too many lands there. Like, we needed to have more of a board presence to actually be able to kill him. Yeah, it was a tough spot. I don't entirely know what to make of it yet, and I'll have to probably go back and take a look to find out. So let's see what we want to cut here. I kind of like the early drops against him. Disciples are pretty good. The big stuff's still good. Scorpions are quite nice against him. This is going to be excellent if we could draw it. I like the Viper's Kiss against him too, though. It can kill some of his threats. Guess I'll cut one Disciple. I like all of our stuff against him, so let's see what we can get here. Yeah, this seems fine. Yeah, this is actually totally fine. We can go Flesh Mad Steed into Read the Bones. I mean, I don't love taking the damage from Read the Bones, but getting ahead on cards and keeping things moving forward is quite nice there. Yeah, we can even do that if we draw a land. If we draw a land, probably just going to play the Nessian Courser instead and just try to kind of beef out a bit here. If we don't, I'll probably just Read the Bones. All right, Crow and Hoplite, sure. Yeah, we drew the land anyway. So let's just play a Courser. Say go. This trade is obvious. This trade is less obvious, but would probably happen too. I just want to get that thing out of here. Chain to the Rocks, Arnesian Courser. All right. Bow is great. But I think for now I'm just going to play out the Emissary here. Emissary and say go. All right, so he didn't have Lightning Strike there, which was quite nice. If we draw a land, we did not draw a land. If we drew a land, I was going to play the bow and put a counter on this guy so that he can't get us with this. But unfortunately, I'm going to just go for the Read the Bones here because I want to keep my mana flowing. And these both seem okay to me. Yeah, these both seem fine. Play a Steed. Just say go here. So he's going to put something on this, kill a Steed, tap a Steed, and leave us with Nylea's Emissary. Yeah, I don't love it. I mean, I hate losing my creatures like this, but yeah, it is what it is. Oh, this isn't good. He's hitting our guy for 2, which means he is going to be able to finish it off somehow, tap both Steeds, and hit us for quite a bit of damage here. If he does kill some guys, though, I do get to play Nemesis, so that's nice. All right, guys down. And yeah, I'm just going to play Nemesis next turn, I think. After taking 3, 4, 5, 6. Ow. Ooh, that's a good draw. All right. Since we drew that, interesting. So I really want to just play Disciple here. Get whatever tricks he has in his hand out of his hand, and then drop the whip and start gaining a bunch of life. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. It's a little bit nitty because we could just play Nemesis and then whip and hit him. But, like, man, if he steals our guy, like, there's a lot of ways we can lose that. So let's take away something here. A God's Willing and an Ill-Tempered Cyclops. So I think we just got to take the God's Willing here. Yeah, I take the God's Willing because that prevents his Labyrinth champion from killing our guys. That's actually just great for us to take that. In fact, I'm kind of surprised he didn't just fire it off on his champion to kill one of our steeds. Yeah, Cyclops is good. No attacks is even better. And so this thing costs 5 right now. Yeah, and then if we draw a land, we get both of these next turn. That seems pretty nice, too. Yeah, let's just play the big guy. Opponent is 1 land away from getting that Ill-Tempered Cyclops going, but we should be able to combat it. Yeah, because he can't really attack us with it here. I mean, we'd trade Nemesis Immortals for it and like and that would be it. So that's not going to get it done for him. Spear Point Oread, kill a Flesh Mad Steed, tap down a guy. Well, this isn't bad for him because he's going to get in a nice little chunk here, but this thing is going to hold off the other 2 guys. So we're just going to take our licks here, I think. Play a whip. He's out of cards here. Yeah. All right. You can do that. So do that, and we got some decisions to make here. This is a tough spot because we know what he's going to do. He's going to have the ability to get this thing big. If we attack with the Nemesis Immortals now, we'll be at 11 no matter what. So we go to 11, and he can hit us for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, a whole bunch. And that's not good. So I think we probably just say go here, and we can set up some double blocks or a chump block here. And then the next turn we can play bow, equip. We've got a lot of options along those lines. Because if he wants, he can just force me to trade this and this for this. And I probably would just do it. Yeah. Yeah, if he drew a combat trick, though, we could be in some serious trouble here for sure. One, two, three, four, five, six. No, actually, that wouldn't matter at all. So this is going to block here for sure. And then I think I'm going to throw the steed in front of it as well. And then I'll chump block here. Actually, which one would I rather keep? I think I'd rather keep the Disciple, so I'll put that here and the steed here. Steed has a little bit higher power, but it's much more fragile. Alright, so we gain life, we lose our guy, we whip it back. If we ever draw any removal, So let's just get this guy back in while we can, and then play Agent of Horizons. Alright, so this happens. We take this. Oop. Alright. So this guy attacks. Play this. Maybe I should have brought something back that turn. I didn't really think that through enough, I don't think, but we can take this hit as well. I had enough mana to do it. I actually misclicked there too, so a little distracted there perhaps. And let's see what he comes up with here if he wants to keep racing. Alright, well, he wants to do a little of this stuff. It's also not a lethal attack, but sure. I'll bite. Make him use up a combat trick or something here. Because if he wants to target this, he can just kill our agent. Alright. A little bit weird, but I wonder if you just target this thing and just kill our agent there, but that's okay. No lands, please. Thank you. Keepsake Gorgon. He's F6, so we can attack here. Take this, block this. Yeah, it's close. It's really, really close. Probably just going to gain 3 life here, I guess. This is very close. Yeah, well, I have to block here. I mean, I just open myself up to too much. I mean, if he wants to 2-for-1 himself here, I'm not going to lie, I'm not happy about it. I want to keep this guy around to kill this thing, but this is lethal. I can gain a couple of life, but then any combat trick kills me, any burn spell. You know, if he has another lightning strike, I'm dead. If he has one of his apparently many, what's it called? I'm also dead. The Titan Strength or whatever. I'd much rather, yeah, so he's going to use it here. And I'm going to gain 3 life here. Because if I make this 6 and it doesn't matter anyway. Yeah, that sucks. That really, really sucks. I mean, I did 2-for-1 him here, but like this thing is a big issue, and that was one of my best ways to deal with it. So definitely depressed about that. All right. Let's just get the biggest thing we can here. Hit you for 6. Make this guy say go. I can take this hit. I need 3 more lands to be able to whip this thing back and activate it too. He's still deciding. mean, it is M14, right? Yeah, so I can just take this hit here. This thing is just massive. The first strike's really the issue, too, because, I mean, I have lots of outs that you'd think of, like Sedge Scorpions and stuff, but they just don't do anything against this guy. Yeah, take it. All right, well, I'm going to attempt this because I want to be able to gain more life. Yeah, he's going to target this thing. Yeah, I kind of knew that was going to happen, but he couldn't do it before. And so I saved the damage from that at least, but pretty brutal. And we draw the old land ball here. I think I'm going to whip back a Disciple of Phoenix here. Take his last card away. Attack with it. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I'm actually one land away. I'm going to risk it here because I get to go back up to 9 thanks to the bow. Or actually up to 11. And I'm going to try to set up for the big turn where I go 1, 2, 3, 4, bring back Keepsake Oregon, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then if I draw a land, I can actually get him. So one time, gain 3 life here. I'm going to do it before damage just in case. Land? It's a Sedge Scorpion. All right, well, I can still keep whipping things back here. Flesh Mad Steed, sure. No, I guess I'll just whip back an agent here. And I'm going to make same play basically because I drew this guy. And we're going to try to grind him down. I mean, he is kind of stuck just attacking us over and over here, but if I can hit this land, we'll be in a pretty good position, I think. Hup! Land! Get this guy back. Hopefully this works. Does it work? It worked! All right. And since now he only has 2 power, we can just battle here. And we managed to take care of the biggest threat that he had, but we actually still don't have too many threats of our own here. So let's whip back a Flesh Mad Steed and kill him, theoretically. We're going for it. He's got something. Verdict. All right. Thankfully we correctly did that after attack so that we can still get this damage in. Don't need to do anything else here. But he can't attack. But we can kind of get him here because we can make him chump block. Still drawing too many lands, though. We just need a creature. And we're going to kill him if he doesn't have something here. But it looks like he's flooded out a bit, too. So that's good for us. And I'm just going to go for the kill here, because if not, we still get to replay our, or we get to play our Disciple. All right. Is it enough? No, it is not. Come on. Gain like 4 life here. Go back up to 21. I mean, how much damage have we taken this game? 40? All right. We won the game. So I think I want to bring in this, because I found that what's it called? It's a big problem for us, the Spear Point Oread, and we've also seen Chain to the Rocks from him now. And I think that both of those mean that we want to do that. So what do we want to cut? This is a really hard part, because I want to make sure we have enough creatures still. Even though we had 17 that last game, it still felt like we didn't have quite enough. But I think we really do. I'm going to cut Cavern Lampad here. I don't think it's an efficient enough body to warrant being in the deck at that point. All right, we need a mulligan this one. This one we can keep. Obviously, we're not excited by it, but we've got a Leaf Crown Dryad. We can do some stuff. And there's a Viper's Kiss to try to keep something off of our back as well. I'm just going to lead with the Steed, as we say in the business. What does he have? Ooh. It's interesting. Sure, Voyaging Satyr. Voyaging Satyr go, I believe, is the play here. A little bit sketched out by this two-headed Cerberus, as well, there's a whole lot that could go wrong here, to be honest. Probably going to start trading combat tricks for Flesh Mad Steeds here, but we'll see. Ugh. This could get ugly quickly for us here. This helps, though. I think I actually need to do this. Not that I love it. It doesn't really do what we want, but it means that, like, if he wants to attack and have no backup plan, he can tap this down, but I can block with my Flesh Mad Steed. Or any of my two power guys later. And he's gonna get... Oh, he's gonna play Rage. All right, well, we're gonna take 4 damage here. Not terribly bummed to have this in the graveyard, but I am bummed that we're going to be taking a bunch of damage here, that's for sure. Ooh, Lash of the Whip's a nice pickup, though. Alright, I'm just going to say go. It's a little bit risky, but I feel like it's worth the risk here. Because I can block here, I can block here, I can block here. Like, I've got some stuff I can do here. Let's see what he's got. Observant Alseid. So he's going to attack and tap our Flesh Mad Steed anyway. So I think I can just take my licks here and get rid of this thing right now. Because this is an easier board to handle than anything with this on it. Again, he used up both of his white as well, so that was kind of nice. Now we just need to draw beef. Yeah, right on time. The beef. Go. Again, this Viper's Kiss keeping the Flesh Mad Steed relevant is a pretty big game. Don't have anything. That actually I'm not that worried about. I'm going to take 4 damage here, but thanks to the Leaf Crown Dryad, I'm going to be in a reasonable position here, and we're not like on the verge of death here. And there's another land as well. Yeah, I think I just playing it though. Yeah, I'm just going to play it out because it, again, that Viper's Kiss meaning that this or this can trade for the Emissary is a big deal. And he doesn't have any attacks here, so this is nice. And slightly depressing that it's not going to hit anything, but it's certainly better than not casting it here and just waiting. It can block the Satyr Rambler. And we're going to put ourselves in a pretty decent position here. Got to keep an eye on the clock. We've had some really long games here. I think both of us have been playing at a reasonable pace. Even though, like I said, the video does slow you down a little bit as far as talking goes. It's a different thing altogether when you're playing when you're recording than not. Wild Celebrants. Yeah, I like that sideboard plan a lot from him. But now we've got Keepsake Gorgon active. So things look pretty decent for us here. We can actually just sit back a little bit. Don't really have to do much here. Interesting attack. Okay, well, I'm going to bite here. Kill this thing and then block. I mean, I could lose it to there's a few things that I don't want him to have, but for the most part, this works out really well for me. Oh, wow. I think he just made a mistake there. Yeah, I think he just screwed that up. I don't think that's what he thought was going to happen. All right, yeah, since he's top decking with an aggressive red-white deck and he's way behind on board and I had the whip, there's really not a lot of ways for him to come back. I wouldn't have conceded there because you guys know how I do it. I try to wait till I really know for sure that I'm losing. Just because there have been, 1 or 2% of times when I've come back from it. And, you need a lot of things to go right. He would need me to flood out the rest of the game. He'd need to draw all of his best stuff. And even then he'd be in a bad position. But, he might still actually come away with it. That first game was kind of insane. Like, I don't think if you had asked him when that stretch started, when I had the bow going, if he thought he was going to win, I don't think he would have said yes. But look what happened. I drew all lands. He drew just the right stuff. I probably screwed something up where I could have activated one thing a little bit a different way. And next thing you know, I'm behind and didn't get there. So anyway, we'll see you guys in the finals.